Now, as we heard earlier, the Prime Minister has done a U-turn and decided that he will now be going to the COP27 summit in Egypt next week, after previously saying he was too busy dealing with challenges back here in the UK. Now, it comes after the former PM Boris Johnson said he will be heading to the climate change conference. Well, joining us now is climate campaigner Rachel Kennerley. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. This all starts on Sunday. Why is it so important that Rishi Sunak is actually there, do you think?
Yeah, so the COP27 is this huge global cooperation opportunity to meet what is a really global problem. And specifically for Prime Minister Sunak, it's an opportunity to show that he's serious about restoring the UK's climate credibility after a difficult few years. We know the solutions, many of the solutions to climate change. We know that the public is behind a lot of those solutions. They want climate action. Polling today from CAFOD shows that a lot of people, most people, don't think the UK is doing enough on climate, either here in the UK or globally. So COP27 could be this opportunity for Sunak, this moment for him to stop decades of delay by successive governments and start taking really positive transformational action on climate.
We don't really know where this government stands on green issues because obviously we've got a new Prime Minister. I mean, it's actually the autumn statement in a couple of weeks' time that may be more revealing than COP. But, yeah, we just don't know really, do we?
Yeah, the autumn statement will be a real test of actually, what he's prepared to do and what policies he's prepared to bring in. His reviving the fracking ban was a really good first step. But we'd love to see also that autumn statement or around it, scrapping plans to drill for new oil and gas in the North Sea. It won't bring energy prices down in the UK. It will just drive climate change further and cost us more in the long run. We want to see the UK stopping funding gas drilling in Mozambique. We're spending kind of millions on that. We want to see a countrywide installation programme to keep people warm over this winter and coming winters, cutting fuel bills and cutting gas use, and unlocking renewables, so kind of onshore wind and solar that is really popular with the public, it's cheap and it's quick to build as well. But at the moment it's kind of hobbled by government policies. So there's lots of things in that statement that he could do. And yeah, it'll be a real test to see what they come out with.
And Rachel, I mean, look, this time last year, COP26 was dominating everything. I mean, obviously it was in Glasgow, so it would have done. But, there's Ukraine, the cost of living crisis. Do you feel as if these issues are getting crowded out slightly?
I think this year's been amazing at highlighting that climate and all of these different issues are really interrelated. You can't tackle one of them kind of separately or in isolation. And many of the policies that are good for, like energy-related policies, many of the policies that are good for kind of tackling climate change are also good for things like energy independence and getting energy security from the UK. So we can be a bit more picky about who and where we're getting our gas from. We've become less reliant on global markets and the fluctuating prices. So we can insulate ourselves a bit around that. So things like, unlocking renewables onshore, in particular in the UK, insulation, cutting our reliance on gas in heating. They're all kind of steps we can take to not only improve our kind of the climate, but also the cost of energy crisis, distance ourselves from the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and generally make people here a little bit happier and healthier, hopefully. Just
very, very briefly, what do you hope is the result of this COP27 now that Rishi Sunak's going?
Well, hopefully some really united progress across lots of different countries. What we really need to see is big increases in emissions pledges to cut emissions. We know we're still not on track to stay below 1.5 degrees. And also for the UK in particular to unlock support and finance to help other countries to cut their emissions and deal with the loss and damage that's caused by climate change already. We've seen devastating droughts and floods across the world, particularly in Pakistan and Nigeria recently. And these disasters aren't going to go away. And we need to be stepping up and helping with that as well.
Let's see what happens. Rachel Kennerley, thank you so much for that. Talk to you soon. Thanks.